That's true.
And you also know that when you got all the records that you've used to compile this data, it came with a warning, correct?
Yes.
But I just may have a moment, Your Honor. I got to switch gears. I don't have the highlighted one from open. You can publish it. This is the warning that you received from T-Mobile?
It's a note on interpreting timing advance records. Yes, I've seen it or read it.
Would you read the first paragraph to the jury, please?
Your response includes timing advance records. TA records are not call records. TA records are specialized historical location records. They are based on tower registrations and are not dependent on a voice call, text message, or data session. TA records are stored by market as defined by T-Mobile Engineering. TA records are retained for 0 to 90 days. Retention varies by market. Timing advance data may not be available in every market, portion of a market, or for every IMSI, which is an account-specific number for a user on their network. And even if call records are found, there may be times when no timing advance records are available. Please exercise caution in using these records for investigative or prosecutorial purposes.
You are, in fact, using these for prosecutorial purposes.
Absolutely. And what they mean there is you need to know, understand them, and they're gracious enough to come and provide training directly from their network engineers to FBI CAST and other units.
And in their training, because you've already testified to it, you tell the juries that there are times where, I'm going to use your words, there are blocks of times where the network engineers just don't record timing advance for a particular market area. Those are your words.
Yes.
And this is what we're talking about, one of those times between approximately 7:10 and 8:20 p.m., right?
It could be, but I don't know that for sure.
Of course. So now let's go to the slide where it sort of shows the desolate time period that the prosecutor talked about at great length yesterday evening. This is showing that there is activity, TA records around 209, 210.
709, 710.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 2 being the month, 709 to 710, and then there's a gap.
Yes.
Between 820. That's what you were talking about. That's what T-Mobile's talking about, right?
Could be, possibly.
Okay, so now let's go. And this is it. This is the slide they showed you yesterday, where it just slide number 42, where it just shows like no pink, and it looks like nothing happened, right? This is a representative that there's no TA records during 7:11 to 8:19 p.m. That's the slide that you developed, correct?
As well as the note shows there's no outgoing or incoming text messages during the time frames noted.
Okay. Again, you don't know if he's connected to his home Wi-Fi, correct?
I don't know.
And let's go down to the slide that shows a bunch of TA records on the night of the homicide. Slide 49. So on this exhibit that you put together, different than the desolate one where it just shows nothing, you put all these TA records on the right-hand side, correct?
There are a lot of timing advance records, yes.
But let's focus on the top. There's a timing advance at 9/11/04, correct?
Yes.
And there's not another one until 10:02, correct?
That's correct.
That's approximately a 52-minute section where there are no timing advance records, correct?
Yes.
And if you made a slide, if you wanted to, which you didn't, but if I asked you to, and I'm just going to ask the jury to visualize it, a slide, if the crime had occurred at 9:30, just for a moment, are you following me?
Yes.
If the crime occurred at 9:30, you could make an identical slide to the one I just asked you that say between 9:11:04 and 10:02 p.m., and it would look identical. There would be no TA records, correct?
Correct. There's no calls or text messages during that time frame either.
So when the government asked you yesterday, and Ms. Stifler said something to the effect of, and it just happens to be that during the time of the homicide, there's no TA records, it was based on the slide that shows nothing, correct?
It's just, that is what it is. There's no records during that time.
And it is what it is, that there's no records between 9:11 and 10:02 p.m., right? This is what it is. There are no records between that time period. And that's not something Mr. Fernandez can control, is it?
So potentially, yes. In some respects, you can not make phone calls. You can not use data. You can turn the phone off and not have connectivity. But there is this other potential reason with the network not recording timing advance, which it would explain lack of timing advance. It wouldn't necessarily explain the other data sets, but that's why I pointed out reasons for both yesterday, and you're pointing them out again. And those are the possibilities and the reasons behind them.
Okay. You just don't know, right?
No.
May I just have a moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
Agent Blythe, do you see that there's a timing advance gap starting at 12:43 a.m. on the 17th?
About a 30-minute time frame.
Yeah, between 12:43:32 and 1:16 a.m. 14, and I'm referring to the same slide, Your Honor, slide 49.
That sort of gap or lack of timing advance for a short period of time, 30 minutes, let's say, could be the phone being somewhat idle. Text messages, voice calls, using data, cellular data can generate those, as well as signaling when the phone's moving. But while the phone's just sitting there idle, there may be a little bit less.
Or I guess it could be argued that he turned his phone off and back on again, right?
It's possible.
Did you know law enforcement was there at approximately 12:36 that night? That's when they arrived?
I don't know when they arrived.
Okay. The jury heard and they'll make their determination, but I'm going to represent to you it was somewhere around 12:36 that they arrived to give the death notification to Ms. Gardner and Mr. Fernandez, okay?
Okay.
And they were there past the 12:43 hour. So again, if Detective Burrell has testified that Mr. Fernandez wasn't playing with his phone, he wasn't fumbling with his phone, it would be likely that Mr. Fernandez did not turn his phone off at that time, right?
I wasn't there. I don't know if he had access to his phone, had it in his hand, in his pocket, or if it was sitting on the nightstand. I don't know.
All right, and then